We're gonna be talking about the best content marketing strategy. And if you understand this key concept, it's gonna give you an unfair advantage when it comes to being everywhere, being omnipresent on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And if you watch towards the end of this video, you will see exactly why marketers who adopt this main principle will have a huge unfair advantage, whereas those who don't do this is going to seriously lose out. Traffic has two main parts, right? There is free traffic, which is organic, and then there's paid. The purpose of this video is going to focus really on the free portion, and we gotta understand that in order to be omnipresent, to be everywhere, to be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all these other platforms, we first gotta understand context. We gotta understand why are people on that platform in the first place. How would a piece of content be discovered on Facebook? And today we're gonna be not just talking about these different platforms, but we're gonna be tactical as well. I'm gonna be showing you step by step on my laptop how do you actually start creating these content organically and build up primary real estate. The way I look at organic traffic is like a piece of real estate where you create the piece of content once and you collect rent from it forever. And the rent is really the clicks and visibility and reach for a really long time if you know how to optimize it. So today we're gonna be talking about how do we actually get massive organic traffic and build this asset long term. And the way I think about it is for Facebook, people are scrolling, and what makes a person stop scrolling is when there's a pattern interrupt. When there's something that stops them in their tracks, that makes them go, huh? And they stop because of a thumbnail, because of your choice of image, because of your title. That's what gives you that initial 3 seconds of attention. So this is interruption marketing. At the same time, Instagram is the same thing, it's interruption. That's what makes a person stop scrolling on Instagram to look at your post. YouTube is different. How would a piece of YouTube video ever get discovered? Two main ways. Number one, it's when a person is doing a search on Google. Probably noticed that it's very common that a YouTube video appears in a search result on Google. On the other hand, number two is when a YouTube video gets recommended on the right-hand side when they're watching a related video, right? So most of the time, these are the only two main ways a YouTube video gets discovered. In other words, it's going to be based on intention. It's based on the keywords people are searching for on Google. To even begin this strategy is to understand that YouTube is actually not a social media platform. It's a search engine. So in other words, in order to have massive organic traffic and be omnipresent, how do we actually start creating content on all these different platforms systematically? And systematically is the keyword here, because if you try to create content for all these platforms on podcasts, on your blog, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you will hate your life because you realize you have no life. So the question is, in order to create a solid content marketing strategy, what should we do if we want to be omnipresent? The way to do it is, and this is, by the way, when I didn't understand this years ago, this was literally my biggest mistake in my entire social media journey. And I so wish there was that one person who told me this. It would have fixed and changed and made a huge difference. In fact, it would have made all the difference for me. And that is starting with this. Starting with YouTube. Here's what I discovered, okay? My mistake in social media all these years is that I began by creating content on Facebook first. That's where I started off. I built my millions of followers on Facebook, and I kind of ignored all of the other platforms, but I didn't realize that Facebook back then was all interruption marketing. I was creating content that would be buried a few days later in the newsfeed if it wasn't discovered. However, when I changed my strategy and began content creation with YouTube, that's when it fueled everything. Here's why. If you watched my other videos, I've talked about the commodity of SEO, which is getting your content ranked on a search engine, and why this commodity is really undervalued right now. If you think about the demand for this keyword, which is the amount of people searching for it on the search engines, 10 years ago versus today, do you think there's more people searching on the search engines or less people? I would argue that demand over the last 10 years has actually increased because now there's more people coming online, and if anything at all, there's more people doing searches on search engines. And now at the same time, if you think about it, what has happened to supply? What is supply? Supply is the amount of people, marketers, focusing their time, money, resource, and attention on ranking on the search engines, which is SEO. Now, what do you think has happened to supply? Do you think there are less or more marketers today focusing on SEO? Now, if you take a look at any marketing forum, in any Facebook group, you'll see that most marketers, part of their traffic strategy is on Facebook and Instagram. Most marketers today have moved over to these platforms, and chances are less than 5%, I would say, focus their attention on SEO today. Whereas 10 years ago, it would have been part of everyone's traffic strategy. So in other words, supply, which is the amount of marketers focusing their time, money, resource, and attention on SEO, has actually decreased. Now, if you take a look at this chart and try to understand this piece here, what happens to any piece of commodity when demand increases and supply falls? Does it become more valuable or less valuable? It becomes more valuable, right? So in other words, there's two types of SEO, right? It could be the traditional SEO, which is trying to rank on a search engine using articles for your website, or this could be YouTube or video SEO. So we want to understand that if we began with this is what's going to fuel everything if we started off with this. Okay, this is the shift that will make all the difference for marketers that is willing to utilize this strategy. And that's why I want you to understand that if you are willing to play the long-term game, which is organic, you want to start with YouTube. Now, the tactical side of it is, well, we're going to talk about both mindset, the tactical, and the strategic. Okay, so let's talk about the strategic big picture. So if we were talking about beginning with YouTube, so imagine this. Okay, you start off with YouTube, and YouTube is based on search. So how do we find out and enter the conversation that is already taking place? So remember, traffic is not about finding traffic. It's about entering the conversation that's already taking place. So to show you the tactical side of things, let's head over to my laptop right now to show you different tools and platforms out there that allow you to begin with the end in mind. Have you ever done a video where you were really excited, you put it up online, and crickets, nobody watched it, maybe you got 2 views? And the reason for that is because I made this mistake as well. We didn't begin with the end in mind. So how do we create content based on what people are searching for? Well, a couple of ways. The first tool that I use is this tool called Keywords Everywhere. It used to be free, but I think now it's like $5 or something. Let me show you what it does. If I were to do a search, so for example, like Facebook ads tutorial, one of the things that you want to do is you want to begin with the end in mind and look for the demand for this keyword. Okay, so if I were to go to my com right now, you'll see that in my search, because of Keywords Everywhere, you will see that I can actually see what is the demand for this specific keyword. I can actually see that how to create Facebook ads has got 570 searches a month. Now, first things first, okay? These are the amount of people per month searching for this specific keyword. Facebook link ad, 9,900 people. Now, do not underestimate the power of only just 570 searches a month. Here's why. Number one, compounded over time, over a year, that would be about 6,000 in searches in volume. However, this is a specific match. It also means that you could be ranking for other related keywords even though you are creating a piece of content that is targeted for creating Facebook ads. However, this piece of content could also appear as a recommended video if a person's watching something to do with creating Facebook ads. So now there's 3 things happening, right? Number 1, it's compounded over time. It could be evergreen if it's optimized the right way. Number 2, it could appear or rank for other keywords. And number 3 is that it could be a recommended video when somebody is watching a related video, right? So if we were to begin with the end in mind, you wanna start off with a spreadsheet, which is what I do, okay? Start off with a spreadsheet of keyword-rich videos that you could be doing. So now I'm doing my keyword research, which by the way, as always, like all these different videos, I hope you're doing this together with me. Don't just binge watch these videos, make it actionable. So make it keyword-rich, okay? So let's say a keyword-rich title would be Facebook ads tutorial. I know that Facebook ads tutorial, by the way, if you don't wanna get keywords everywhere, all these numbers also are just pulled from Google. Google is free. You just need to go search for Google Keyword Planner. Okay, so as I am looking at all these numbers, this also tells me how much it would cost if I were to bid on this keyword utilizing Google AdWords or utilizing paid ads. So this tells me that if I were to pay for it, how much I would be paying, right? So the reward of doing organic, if you only had 100 clicks from that video every single month. So let's say if I ranked for a keyword, Facebook advertising cost, if I only got 100 clicks because of this keyword, it would have, number one, saved me $550 because I would paying $550 per click, multiply by 100 clicks. Just by having 100 clicks that ranks for this keyword, I would have saved $550 in advertising money, not to include the amount that it would have made me when I sent people over to my funnel. So it's twofolds. The next thing I'm thinking about is, how can I add a hook? Keyword rich is great for the search engines. That's what search engines are looking for. But if it's only just a keyword rich title as your YouTube video, nobody's gonna click on it because it sounds boring. So that means if my title was just Facebook ads tutorial, boo, boring, right? People don't wanna click on that because there's probably like 1,000 other videos with the keyword Facebook ads tutorial. So I need to ask myself, what's the hook? What's gonna make someone wanna click on this video? So the hook could be, in bracket, what's working in 2020. It could be Facebook ads tutorial, in bracket, I show you my actual $1,000 per day campaigns. So it's like the hook is for the human. It is what makes them curious or excited and makes them want to click on it. So in other words, you need to have these two things merged together. So right now what you're gonna do is you're gonna start off by mapping out your keyword rich titles together with the hook and start planning out the videos that you want to shoot. Now this is the start of your entire organic campaign strategy. Because once you're able to start with this, that is how you can multiply it and be omnipresent. Then the next thing is also utilizing by understanding what's working right now through modeling. So another great platform that we're going to look at is Social Blade. Social Blade is where you can literally look at any person and look at their results, their stats, and what's working well. So like for me, I can tell you I've made a ton of mistakes. You can see that once I started deploying this, I started getting results. Now again, my biggest mistake ever was not doing this earlier, okay? I only started recently doing this. And if I started from YouTube first rather than Facebook, today I would have a very different result. Okay, so don't make the mistakes that I made. Now, Social Blade will allow you to go to a person's profile and look at all of their videos that has performed well. So you can see like, I've been pretty consistent once I adopted this strategy, one video every 2 days. You can actually sort it by their most viewed videos. Right now, what you need to do next is you'll need to go to YouTube and start following all of the different people in your niche, in your industry that's crushing it, and really look at their content that is proven to work with a ton of views, and think about how can you model these titles that's already proven. Okay, so that's another way for you to start building out and list out what type of videos to create. And I can guarantee you, most of the time, starting out, you need to create this strategy which is both keyword rich and hooks. And there are some exceptions to the rule. You're probably thinking, well, Peng Joon, that's not true. Look at someone like Casey Neistat or PewDiePie who has got like 100 million followers. They're not utilizing this strategy. That's correct. PewDiePie doesn't need to because he can come up with all these different type of engagement style videos because he already has built a following. But if you're new to this game, it doesn't matter how interesting your video is, it's not going to get discovered if you're not adopting this to start off and kick off your channel. Okay, so start off with this. This is when you can start multiplying your content. So we talk about beginning with YouTube. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, remember this is a tactical video, keyword rich, hook. After that, you could have it transcribed and have this article become a blog post on your website. Now this will have SEO value. It could be posted on a third-party website like Medium so that it gives you SEO juice and links back to your sales process or your websites, right? You can now start repurposing and start fueling your other channels. Because remember, it's tactical. So the very fact that you repurpose it into an article or blog, it's already keyword rich. So right now, if I had a video that says Facebook ads tutorial, 5 mistakes you're probably making right now, this Facebook ads tutorial could be a website article where I get the transcription of it done, but then now I have someone add this value of making it into an article. So adding in the screenshots, making it not sound like a transcript, and now it goes to my blog, or I could submit it to a third-party website. I could have this same video that could be 15, 30 minutes long and have a 5-minute version up on Facebook. I could have this repurposed into Instagram, into a 60-second version of it that sends people back. But right now, I could have this thing over here onto my LinkedIn, right? So now, because of this key pillar content, it is now being repurposed into all these different platforms. So now you're probably thinking, well, okay, so this sounds good, but what if I'm horrible on camera? What if I've never done this before? Look, I don't know why, but people expect that if they were to begin and commit to this journey, they're supposed to be good. You're not supposed to be good. There isn't a single person that is good at this today that was good in episode number 1. Chances are they all sucked. My video sucked. I want you to embrace the suck because sucking is part of the process. Anticipate that you are gonna suck. But guess what? Video number 2, you're gonna suck a little bit less. Video number 3, you'll suck a little bit less. And when you come to video number 43, 67, 112, guess what? You've sucked so little that you realize, hey, I think I got pretty good at this. So the key here, if you're willing to commit to this, I guarantee you, if you're willing to publish consistently, and by consistently I mean daily, what's gonna happen is, if you wanna get good at this, number 1 is consistency. And the reason why you're doing it every single day is to really help you find your voice. What are you gonna do? You're gonna, number 2, you're gonna practice. Here's what you're practicing. You are practicing this script. It's not really a script, but it is a flow. And the flow is always like this for YouTube, okay? Number 1, begin with the title and the payoff. What is the title and payoff? Just like this video, I started with a payoff. We're gonna be talking about the best content marketing strategy. And if you understand this key concept, it's gonna give you an unfair advantage when it comes to being everywhere, being omnipresent on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Right? Notice that's how I started this video, by selling you why you should watch this video. Then after that, what did I do next? Same thing as with all videos. I always have some sort of hook. This is what you want to practice. A hook is having some sort of open loop. If you watch your favorite TV series, they always have some sort of open loop to kind of make you want to watch the next episode. And if you watch towards the end of this video, you will see exactly why marketers who adopt this main principle will have a huge unfair advantage, whereas those who don't do this is going to seriously lose out. Give them a reason to want to continue watching, or watch till the end. Then after that, you are practicing the piece of content. It could be frameworks, my 5-step process on how to get results. It could be the 5 different mistakes. It could be myths, right? So, but that's when you actually teach stuff. And then finally, at the end of the video, that is when you have some sort of call to action, CTA, right? So it would be like, by the way, guys, if you like this video, click on and smash the like button. It does help with the algorithm a little bit. That's not just an example. That's me actually saying it right now. So go ahead, I'm gonna wait and give you this uncomfortable stare for 3 seconds while you smash the like button. See what I did that? That's the call to action, right? That's what you need to be doing in every single video. And notice that I can utilize this in literally any market, any title. So if it's, let's say, something random like gardening. So if I were to follow this framework, let's take whatever, something random, bonsai gardening. Payoff plus title. Okay, so it would be, so remember, I want to think about hook and keyword rich. So it would be bonsai gardening tips, 5 mistakes that you're probably making right now. Hey everybody, Peng Joon here, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 tips that made all the difference for me in my journey of bonsai gardening. And if you stay towards the end, you'll realize that what are these 5 things are, it's totally uncommon, and chances are you're probably making these mistakes right now. What are these 5 things that gardeners are not doing? Okay, so number 1, the thing that gives me an unfair advantage when it comes to saving cost and growing my organic plants is, right, I teach the 5 things, and then after that, hey guys, by the way, if you liked my gardening tips, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway was. So at the very least, practice this, because this is a muscle. You can apply this in every single structure, every single topic, and the sprinkle on top would be your personal stories around it. So now you're not just teacher mode, but now you're telling your stories on how you learn that strategy, what happened for you, and that's what makes it interesting, what makes it unique. Your personal struggles, your personal journey, how you learned it, how you earned it when it comes to this specific video. So if you're willing to start doing this and you're being consistent with it and you're practicing and you're building this muscle, that's how you become good. That's how you become eventually natural. After you shot dozens of these videos, when people look at it, it'll be like, hey, this guy's pretty natural on camera, when in fact, it was all practice. And literally, that's what happened for me. So if you want to start growing your organic traffic and be everywhere and have a system associated to it, it all begins with this. By being strategic, by understanding what is keyword rich and your hook. And once you understand this, that is when you'll be able to deploy it by having clarity towards where you're working towards. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you let me know, for real this time, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway was. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This entire playlist is all about traffic, the big picture of traffic, the strategic stuff, the tactical stuff. Make sure you subscribe for future videos like this one. So if you like this video on traffic, this book right here that was just released by my friend Russell Brunson is literally the #1 book on traffic. I literally paid $50,000 for this book, and the reason for that is because I'm part of Russell Brunson's mastermind that's $50,000 a year, and one of the things that he did is he gave this book to us about half a year before it went public. But it's finally live right now, and if you'd like to get a copy of this book, the details are below this video in the description. And one of the things that I did to support my friend Russell Brunson is I've prepared all these different bonuses that helps you with the streamlining of your traffic, creating systems around it, but most importantly, implementing all of the strategies in here. Details are all below this link. If you're gonna get the #1 best book on traffic, you might as well get some killer bonuses together with it. Details are below in the description box. I'll see you on the other side.